Hey, what's up everybody? It's Joe Justice. I'm in Tokyo, Japan right now, and I'd like to talk about when the right time to use cardio is. We talked earlier about how cardio is not the most effective way for fat loss. We want to do that with calorie restriction and strenuous weightlifting, creating micro tears in the muscles. So when do we want cardio? A fantastic use of cardio is when you have an appointment at a restaurant and you're going to have difficulty being low calorie and still feeling full and healthy and good and clear-headed. Or if there's a really interesting place you want to eat. Today, there's this super quirky restaurant in Tokyo I've seen on the internet where they make curry and it's delivered to you on toy trains. And I like that kind of thing. I wanted to try it. So you plan your route not on main streets, on side streets you're breathing less exhaust because we still have a lot of internal combustion cars in most cities around the world. There's fewer on the West Coast in the US right now, but there's still a lot. Then a excellent method is to look for walking shopping districts, which look really different in Tokyo than they do in the Netherlands, than they do in Miami, than they do in New York, than they do in most places in Italy. So that's always intriguing. And then run it off times, like between lunch and dinner, which is great to run somewhere on the way to lunch. And then you run back after lunch. That way there's less crowd and you can keep your stride more stable, or run one street over from the main walking mall, the walking road, the outdoor shopping district. That gives you a lot of interesting things to see. The air is typically much cleaner because there's not a lot of internal combustion traffic, and the safety is high. Now, if you're in a place like Japan, the safety is high almost everywhere, almost all the time, so you can run freely. If you're in a place like Washington, D.C., you need to check with your hotel or your neighborhood when and where it's safe to run. That's true in most places in the United States and most places in Europe, but Japan and Singapore, it's not an issue. You can run anywhere when you want. If you use a tracker like mapmyrun.com, which is the one I'm currently using, it gives you an approximate calorie burn, which lets you know the meal that you've fully offset on the way there, and then you can still get ahead of your calorie goals on the way back. If you drink a lot of water with your meal, yes, the restaurant is probably sugar, fat, and salt. That's the mainstay of most restaurants worldwide. That's the restaurant's job. And the salt is going to hold the water, and you'll be 2 kilograms up, about 4 or 5 pounds up on your weight for 3 to 5 days. And on that 3rd to 5th day, if you go back to a normal salt intake, you'll have to go to the bathroom about every 45 minutes to an hour most of the day. In exchange, though, that restaurant meal, because of all the water retention, will make you feel very full. And so on the jog back or the walk back or the wog back, you can have a very satisfied feeling and still be calories ahead. It's best to pick an overcast day. So when you put on your morning skincare, your skin lotion with some SPF skin protectant in it, like I hope you're doing every day on your exposed skin, then you have a little extra SPF protection, a little bit, from the overcast sky. And it tends to be a little cooler, making it easy to dress in a layer that you can take off when you get to the destination. It's nice to be able to stop your intensive movement about 15 minutes before you get to your destination, so you can cool down, and you'll go through an increased sweat period right after stopping, but you'll be over it then. And if you put together a style that looks good in layers and looks good for the type of restaurant you're going to, you can make it work. Again, cardio is going to be our tool for restaurant days, either when you can't avoid it or there's a place you really want to try. It works great for business dinners if you have a type of outfit that's going to work for the business dinner and look like you came from the gym but look appropriate, because you will be a little sweaty, or you'll glisten at least. And you can always fast walk the last 15 minutes or even slow walk the last 15 minutes to take in the sights and cool down. This is Joe Justice in Tokyo. Have an awesome time meeting your fitness goals.